Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be solving Cambridge AS Level Information Technology Paper 2 for examination from 2020. This is the specimen paper. You are supplied with the following files. I have saved the files here. All the files should include your sender number and candidate number. You work for University of Tavara. You are going to prepare a short video to show marine biology students studying for course unit 14C. Open and examine the hardcorel.mp4. So I am using the video editor Movie Maker. So open the hardcorel.mp4. Set the image ratio to 4:3. So click on project, set it to 4:3. Remove the soundtrack from the clip. Remove the start of the clip so that only 9 seconds remain. Click on edit, video volume. Make it muted so that the soundtrack is removed. Remove the start of the clip so that only 9 seconds remain. So if you check this, the total duration is 13.24. So if you remove 4.24 from the beginning, it will be set to 9 seconds. So let us use the trim tool on edit menu, trim tool. Set the start point as 4.24. 4.24 and then save the trim. Now you can see the video is exactly 9 seconds. Next, create a title with the image given here in the background and display it for 7 seconds. Place this at the start of your video. So let us drag the image here. This is the image. Drag it here. This has to be set as the title and the duration is 7 seconds. So you can say it is 7 seconds. Place the text Hardcorel 3 in the top right of the screen using an appropriate style. Select and add an effect to place this title in the video. So click on Home, Title. The title is Hardcorel 3. It should be on the top right of the screen. So top right, right aligned. And it must have an effect. So you can choose any effect from here. So this must be on this background image. So let us move this by clicking on this box. You move it here. Now click on this and remove it. So that now the title is on the background image. Create a caption with the image as the background and display it for 7 seconds. Place this after the title and before 9 seconds of the video. So we have to copy this once more. Just copy, and in between this we have to paste it. Now we have to place a caption which will last for 7 seconds. Place 2 lines of the caption identifying the university and the course details center aligned at the top of the frame. Select a different effect for the caption. So click on caption, and now we have to give the name of the university. So the name of the university you can type there. Identifying the course details. So these are the course details. This must be placed at the top of the frame, center aligned. And it must be displayed for 7 seconds with a different effect. So choose a different effect, and it must remain for 7 seconds. Next, take a snapshot of the final frame from the video and use this to create a background image for the final 7 seconds credits page. So this is the last frame of the video. Keep the slider here, take a snapshot and save it inside your folder. So this is the background for the credits. And it must be 7 seconds. Add appropriate credits to the video. So click on credits. You can give your sender number, candidate number, details. This must be 7 seconds. Now just like we did for the title, let us move this here. Now remove this, so that now the credit appears on the background image here. Export your video in WMV format with the file name Corel1 followed by your center number. So file, save movie. Recommended for this project because no specific settings is given. So recommended for this project. Save inside your folder. The name is Corel1 followed by your center number. In a WMV format. So the format must be Windows Media File. Save. Open and examine the file soundtrack.mp3 in an appropriate editing software. So I'm using Audacity. So here the file is saved. Now drag the file soundtrack to the editing software Audacity. Remove the end of the clip so that only 30 seconds remain. So only 30 seconds we need. So select the rest of the part and then cut it off. You can see here the icon of scissors. Cut it off so that only 30 seconds remain. Edit this file so that it has an appropriate fade in and fade out. So let us give a fade in at the beginning. So select 2-3 seconds at the beginning. Click on Effect, Fade in. And at the end, same way, select a part of the end of the clip. Click on Effect, Fade out. So we have a proper fade in and fade out. Save this audio clip in MP3 format as soundtrack 2. So file, export audio, soundtrack 2. Inside your folder, save. You okay? add this soundtrack to your video so that they start and finish at the same time. So let us add the soundtrack. Click on Home, Add Music at the current point, soundtrack 2. Okay. So now you can see it is starting and ending at the same time. Evidence 3, export your video in WMV format with the file name Corel 2. So file, save movie. In WMV format, it must be Corel 2. Next, export or convert your video into MP4 format with file name Corel 3. So file, in MP4 format as Corel 3, followed by your center number and candidate number. So let us create an evidence document. New, evidence followed by your center number and candidate number. Open this. Evidence 1. Corel 1. Okay, so we have to take the screenshot just to show that the image is there. Corel 1 in WMV format. Use the snipping tool. In a similar manner, you can prepare the other evidences as shown here. So see the question, whichever file is required at each evidence, that has to be snipped off and shown in the evidence, that you have saved the file in the proper format. So this is the end of the video editing task. Now next task is the spreadsheet. You work for University of Tavara and you are going to use a spreadsheet. The details are given here. The University of Tavara includes an italics red sans serif font on a pale blue background. It also uses these styles for all of its products. All the currency values must be in dollar with 2 decimal places. Using suitable spreadsheet software, open and examine the data in the files course, faculty, quals and tutor. Course, faculty, quals and tutor. So keep this opened. In the most appropriate file, create a header and enter the text available courses last edited by your name. So in the header of courses file, go to course file, insert header and footer, give your name, candidate number and center number. Click on view normal to come back to the normal view. Next, insert a formula in cell D2 which uses the most appropriate file to look up the name of the faculty. So we have to look up the name of the faculty using faculty code. So you can see we have a file called faculty. So we'll be using this file for the lookup function. So equal to VLOOKUP. The faculty name is based on the faculty code. So the lookup value will be faculty code. The table array is the faculty file. Select the data in the first 2 columns. And we need the faculty name which is in the second column. So the column index number is 2 and range lookup is 0. So you got the faculty name. Now replicate the formula. Now insert a formula in cell F2 which uses the file to look up the full name of the qualification. So we need to look up the full name of the qualification in cell F2. So it is based on the level code. You can see here it is based on the level code. So we need the full name of the level. So you can see there is a file called quals in which we can see the level code and the qualification. So same way we have to use a VLOOKUP function here, equal to VLOOKUP. So in this case the lookup value is the level code and the table array is the quals table. So select the first two columns. Column index number is 2 because we need the qualification name from column 2. So column 2, and range lookup is 0 since we need the exact match. So replicate the formula. We have already replicated. Next step, create a report that shows the number of full-time and part-time courses available for each level of qualification. Do not display the details of each qualification. The report must contain grid lines and be set out like this. So in order to find the details of each level, we have to calculate the number of full-time and part-time courses for each level. So the details of these courses and whether it is full-time or part-time are given in this file. You have to open Tavera 1 which you had saved before. So you can see the level is shown here and it is shown as full-time or part-time. You can see the values are given as -1 and 0, and you know -1 represents yes, that means it is a full-time course, and 0 represents no, that means it is a part-time course. So we have to find the number of courses at each level which is full-time and which is part-time. So for this we have to use a pivot table. Click on insert, go to pivot table, a new worksheet, give OK. So we need the full-time, so drag the full-time as columns because we need to calculate the full-time and part-time courses for each level. So the rows must be level, drag the level here, and now we need to count the number of courses. So you can take any one from course code or course title just to count. So I'm just dragging code here and it must be count of code. So now you can see this is the full-time courses and this is the part-time courses. You can rename it. So this is how the structure of pivot table looks like. Full-time is taken, the field full-time is taken as the columns, level is taken as the rows, and the course code or course title you can take just to count the number of courses here. Now you can see the data here. This is the data. So instead of -1 you can write full-time, and instead of 0 you can give part-time course. So we have got full-time, part-time and the total number of courses. The figures shown in this diagram do not show the correct values. Save your spreadsheet as report 1. So this is your required report 1. You can save this. It must have grid lines, so just give grid lines for this. Click here, all borders. Now let us save this file. Save as. It must be saved as report 1. Export your report as a new document in PDF format. So let us open a new Word document. It is better to do from a Word document. Then you can copy and paste this table. So now, according as given in the question, you can give a title. So number of the title can be given as number of full-time and part-time courses available. And here it must be level, full-time, part-time, total number of courses. So let us edit the table. It must be level, full-time, part-time, and total number of courses. Insert a row above. Insert a row above and merge this. So number of full-time and part-time courses available for each level. A report by. You can include your name and your exam details. And this can be center aligned. Because it's a title, you can make it a little bigger. And make it bold. So this is the required report. Now you have to export this as a PDF file. So since this is in a Word document, you can export this file, save as. Inside your folder, you can save as a PDF file. Extract from these data only those levels of qualification that have part-time courses. Use only these extracted levels to create an appropriate chart comparing the number of part-time courses for each of these levels. So we need only the levels and part-time courses. So I'll just copy these two onto a new sheet. So this is level and these are the part-time courses. We need only the levels which have part-time courses. So let us filter this. Go to data, filter, remove the blanks. We don't want the blanks, we want only the ones with the data, and give OK. Got all the levels which have part-time courses. You have to create an appropriate chart comparing a number of part-time courses for each of these levels. So this is a symbol graph you can create. Select the data. Don't select the total. Select the data. Insert. I'm creating a vertical bar chart. Click here. So part-time courses available. You can give the chart axis titles. This is the level and this is the number of part-time courses. Save your chart in your spreadsheet as chart 1. So move this chart to a new sheet, select this, design, move chart, and it must be chart 1 in your spreadsheet. So chart 1 and give OK, so that this is the required chart. Now open the document testtable.rtf. So we have testtable.rtf here. Complete the test table for step 19. So for step 19, we had created a validation in cell J2 for the dates between 2010 and 2040. So we have to complete the test table. So this is actually a range check. So we have to give the name of the validation, range check, and the different types of data are the normal data, extreme, and abnormal data. These are the three types of test data for range check. Now in normal data, the data must be accepted. This is the expected outcome. In this case also, in extreme data, which are at the upper limit and lower limit, that should be also accepted, and abnormal data should be rejected. So these are our expected outcome. So we have to complete the test table. If the outcome is an error message, take a screenshot of the message for the user and place in the correct cell. So we have to give examples of different test data. You can give any data which is in between 2010 and 2040. So I am giving 12/5/2020. Another date 21/3/2038. So these are examples of normal data. Now extreme data are the data which are at the lower limit and the upper limit. So the lower limit is 1/1/2010 and the upper limit is 31/12/2040. Now abnormal data are the data which are outside the range. So let us give one data which is before 2010, 5/4/2006, and which is after 2040, 21/5/2056. So these are the data which I have given. Now let us test and see whether it is accepted or rejected. So we had given the data validation in this cell. You can see this is the cell. Now first let us give this data. Now you can see it is accepted. Press enter. This is also accepted. Then for extreme data 1/1/2010, this is accepted, and for the upper limit 31/12/2010, this is also accepted. So let us fill the table. The actual outcome is accepted for all the 4 cases. So copy this. So all are accepted here. Now let us check for this date. Now let us try with the abnormal data. This is the example for abnormal data. So in cell J2, I'll enter the abnormal data. So now you can see it is not being accepted and the error message can be seen. So you can see, according to the question, if the actual outcome of the test is an error message, take a screenshot of the message for the user and place that in the correct cell of the table. So in our test table, we have to keep the screenshot in this cell. So let us take the screenshot. And it must be entered in this cell. So this is the screenshot. Now let us try with this data. So you can see again the error message is being produced. You have to take screenshot for that. And place it in this cell. So the testing is done. Save your document as test1 followed by your center number and candidate number. So let us save this. Save as inside your folder. Save as test1 with your candidate number and center number. Next step, in cell J2, enter the date 1st April 2017. So we have to enter the date 1/4/2017. In cell K5, use a function to display the date held in cells H5 to J5. So from H5 to J5, you have to create the date with this data. So the day is given here, month is given, and year. So we can use the date function. So date function, the format is year, month, day. So year, comma, month, comma, day. So now you have got a valid date. You can replicate the function. In cell L5, enter a formula to calculate the number of days that this tutor has been employed by the university. So we have to calculate the number of days the tutor has been employed by the university. So this is the date of calculation. On this date we are calculating. So this date, if you subtract this date from this one, you will get the number of days for which the employee is working in that firm. So we can just give equal to, this is the calculation date, this date minus this one. So this is the number of days employed by this particular employee. So now in order to calculate for all the employees, you have to make this J2 absolute, because this is the same for all employees. So make it absolute. Now you can replicate this. So you have got the number of days employed for all the employees. In cell M5, enter a formula to calculate the number of years rounded to 2 decimal place that this tutor has been employed by the university. So in order to calculate the number of years, we know that there are 365 days in 1 year. So we can divide this divided by 365. So you are getting decimal number. In the question they have told you have to round this to 2 decimal place. So let us use the round function. Equal to round. So this is the value, and we have to round it to 2 decimal place. So 2, comma 2. So this is the formula which is used. So this is the formula. The number of days divided by 365, which is rounded to 2 decimal place using the round function. So let us replicate this. Replicate all the formulae. We have already done that. Format the appropriate cells into currency. So here we have to format salary to currency. So select salary. At the beginning they had told all the salary values must be dollars with 2 decimal place. So let us format this. Format. Go to currency. It must be dollars with 2 decimal place. Evidence 12. Save your spreadsheet as tutor 3 followed by your center number and candidate number. So let us save this file. Save as tutor 3 Excel workbook. So this is the end of the task. Hope you liked my video. Please like, comment and subscribe my video. Those who have not subscribed till now, please subscribe so that you can be updated with the new videos. Thank you for now.